going live. Oh, we are live. I think we already were anyway, because that's how it rolls, YouTube. There's always a delay. But anyway, how you doing, everybody? It's me, your boy, with your boy, Scrumpmonkey.
How's everybody doing today?
It's not a dumping with Scrump. Don't worry.
No, it will. Technically, if I'm here, it could be.
Yeah.
It's my show. Dev is optional.
Anyway, as you could probably tell by the title, today's video is about, stream is about Millennial Woes. I don't know how long I'm going to go. Probably not very long. I'm going to try and keep it as succinct as possible. But this is breaking news. So for those of you who don't know, Millennial Woes has been exposed, quote unquote, although
it's more like he's exposed himself.
Yes. So what happened is he's outed himself to the wider internet world, really, as a creeper. As a degenerate. But this was already known within his circles. But we'll get into that. Don't worry, guys. The God Rod and his Rod God. So anyway, it all started literally like yesterday. So it was actually 24 hours ago. I thought it was today. So it shows how quick I am with news of bloody ethno-nat, but whatever.
I didn't see it until this morning. A friend of mine DM'd me about it. Actually, about what you'd been posting on Twitter, saying, "Have you seen the absolute state of Millennial Woes?" I'm like, well, the thing is, I knew about the God Rod stuff. When did that actually happen?
2018, as far as I know.
2018.
Also, look, if you can see this on, I'll just share my screen. Hang on. This one here. So if you see this, this is from his Instagram. Like, this is the type of person we're dealing with, a fake intellectual.
fake intellect. Like, do you have a censored version of the God Rod thing? Because for people who don't know what we're talking about,
I don't.
I could make one.
Please do.
I could make. Let me make one real quick.
And then send it to me.
Yeah, because while this is all going on, people need to realize what we're talking about.
Yeah, so I will explain it. So first, Millennial Woes was exposed 2 years ago. Somehow this went under my radar for being, let's just say, a creep in regards to his interactions with women in particular. So
women.
Yeah, women.
He does not respect women.
He does not respect the women. So basically, what's happened is he's been sending women nudes, only they're not really solicited. And in this screenshot, he says, "Take a look at my heart." Well, firstly, the context: the person saying, "I will choke you," and then he says, "Do you want to see my throbbing God Rod?" Throbbing God Rod. Can you believe it? Like, this is the type of person we're dealing with. So he says all these things. We'll show you the clip. We'll show you the thing in a minute. Scrump's gonna go do some last minute censoring, and this, for some reason, this never really travelled outside of his circles. Have you got it? Do you want to send it?
I will say, I can't believe that I'm having to censor Millennial Woes' wang out of a picture right now.
Not to be confused with the YouTuber.
Yes. God damn it. I need something funny to. There we go. That'll do it.
I hope YouTube doesn't yeet us for this.
No. I'm full censoring it. It's fine. It is fine.
I know of one person who thought it wasn't that bad. Actually, if you notice, those of you who want to see it, I'll just show you the guy who posted it. Not his poster though, obviously. This is the guy who posted the screenshot from ages ago. Patriotic La. I assume he's a Scouser. He's a Mosley supporter though, so take it with a grain of salt. I don't know. But anyway, if you want to check out the full uncensored picture, it's on this guy's account.
Yeah, I'll give me a sec. I'm still ruminating, you know. Okay. I'm still crafting the meme.
That was one thing that I know of that's been leaked. And then another thing has been not necessarily leaked, but exposed. So this came from Michael, who used to work with Sargon, who I've met in real life. And he's been known...
I think I've also met him.
Yeah. He's the Irish guy, isn't he? So he showed me this picture here. And this is the new news, which is a reason why Millennial Woes is, of course, now persona non grata in patriotic alternative. Because for those of you who don't know, the rumour initially was from this blog called Trad News. Now, I don't know if they're genuinely trad, or it's like a
or if they're a piss take, yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. I mean, they do talk about Islam, so can't be that leftist. But anyway, as you can see, sex pest Woes kicked out of Nazi shill party for sending dick pics to English virgins. Now, I don't know if that's a reference to the 2018 leak or to what's been going on now, but if we scroll down here, we'll get his community post about him saying, basically, I'm not going to be doing British nationalist content. I'm going to actually be taking a break because I said all that I need to say. Right, sure, you said all you need to say, and it is legit, that is real. As you can see here, Millennial Woes did indeed say such things, and shall I read it out for you, Scrump, and for the audience?
Yeah, go for it.
Bloody hell. Dear friends and fans, as alluded to in my recent AMAs, are they really AMAs? Like, who's asking these questions? Yeah, they seem like normal videos to me, but I don't know. I have said pretty much all I have to say about nationalist topics. For the foreseeable future, I will be taking a break from the Brit-Nat movement. I will no longer be involved in or associated with any organisations. I will not be appearing at events, nor helping out behind the scenes. I want to be free of the movement, and I think the time is right for it to be free of me. My contribution belongs to a certain era, which is now passing. I don't know what era that is. Is that the era of 2016?
It's the era of people who aren't nonces, I think.
Well, that's a rumour, but don't worry, we'll get to that, guys. I have quite a number of nationalist-type videos already made and partially made. He's already released one. They will be published in short order over the next few weeks. You could do it in the next couple of days if you wanted to. Beyond that, my focus will be on self-improvement. He's been saying this for years. He said at the end of 2018, I'm gonna lose weight, or something like that, right? As he smokes his fag. Apparently, yeah, he's apparently so over. Well, not, he doesn't look that fat, but apparently he has harmed his body to such an extent that he needs surgery. For what? I don't know. He's not exactly morbidly obese, but he is podgy.
Maybe it's the smoking. It might be the smoking.
Smoking and eating pizzas all day, yeah, definitely. That'll do that to you. Anyway, he continues. My channel, as its name would suggest, was always supposed to be about healing from the damage of modernity and becoming the best person you can be in these times. What is it with them and modernity? Like, I don't know. The modernity of 20 years ago was apparently better than... I don't know. Modernity's fine if it's in the past, I guess.
I'm going to say, I grew up in the 90s, and let me say, about the same. Yeah. Some things are different, but yeah, a lot of virtue signaling in the 90s. Remember that Heal the World shit?
We are the world.
Ugh.
Oh wait, that's the 80s, but same guy, Michael Jackson.
Still the 80s. The 80s were like that. The 90s were like that. Maybe the 80s weren't quite as bad, but yeah, things. I guess a lot of them talk about like pre-1950s, but I don't know. There's this lost, hidden trad time that they seem to want to go back to. Can't quite identify.
In the 1900s, maybe 1890s as well, just before World War One in the 1910s, there was like a world peace kind of thing going on that was kind of like Heal the World. Like trade, don't fight wars, because they thought that a war would ruin the system, and it didn't. Is that kind of thing? It's kind of sappy, saccharine bullshit that you get now, but I would say not as bad. But anyway, after so long looking outward at society and the movement, I want to look inward and deal with the character flaws that I have neglected. People look up to me. It is not right for me to allow them to do so unless I can improve substantially from my flawed state. That will now be my main concern. It might be that I need some professional therapy for stress and addiction. We'll tell you what that addiction may be, and though I cannot be sure at this point. The Brit-Nat movement is in a very good condition. Well, is it when it's not particularly British? But whatever.
No, it's not. It's in a terrible condition, and it just basically died.
I mean, technically, they're not the only kind of British nationalists, and I don't... But whatever,
Well, okay, when we say Brit-Nat, when he refers to Brit-Nat, he refers to...
Ethno-Nats.
Like, specifically people like Patriotic Alternative and his brand of very cringy LARP Ethno-Nats.
Mm-hmm. I was actually thinking today, what even is a British ethno-nat? Does he pride himself? Does he want to protect all the ethnicities that traditionally make up the union, so English, Scottish, Irish, stuff, Welsh. Or
a lot of them haven't thought that much about it.
Because I just did today. Nobody's ever mentioned that.
No
Maybe
one
it's
mentions
uncomfortable. I don't know.
the inherent groups of the British Isles. They've not gone into detail about that.
Like,
the thing is, a lot of these groups. Yeah.
Do I stay? Well, if I was white, if I was like a white Englishman, would I have to stay in England, and then the Scots stay in Scotland? Would we have to break up the union potentially? I don't know.
A lot of it doesn't seem to make very much sense.
No. The Britnap movement, to finish off, is in a very good condition. Never in my 6 years of involvement have things looked as bright for it as they do now. I give my best regards to all those involved in it, and my thanks to so many of them for helping me along the way, and I wish them luck for the future. Well, they don't, because they unpersoned you. So, have you finished the censoring yet of his wang? Of his
yes,
Justin Wang?
It's in the thing. Check it.
Sorry, Justin.
Check it.
All right.
There we go.
There's an optical illusion, by the way, where it looks like he has one leg. Have you noticed that?
Yes, I have noticed that.
Yeah, I thought I was the only one, but then another person said so, and I'm like, yeah, I thought I was the only one. Trust me, it's not weird when you see weird optical illusions, guys. God rod.
No, it happens. It goes to say the fucking God rod.
Oh, as you've made it a gondola rod.
The gondola rod. The fuck rod.
I actually don't know how they sound. I assume they sound like Swedes.
They sound like Finns.
Oh, Finns. Well, I don't know what the difference is.
Gondola is Finnish, I think. It's from that Finnish image board that's the most basically Finnish 4chan is the most popular forum in Finland. Finland's weird.
Yeah, Finland is very weird.
As anyone who's talked to Skip will tell you.
Here it is, guys. Touch wood that we don't. This will satisfy.
Touch wood. Touch wood.
I didn't realise that then. So here's the leak.
The thing is, the leak leads with "I want to choke you out,"
that's the other person.
in itself.
Yeah. And to be fair, they are consenting. To be fair, see, at first I thought they didn't. I misread it. I thought that was him, but yeah, she or he. We don't know if it's a he or she. We'll get into his sexuality in a little while.
Yeah, considering some of his past statements, it probably he.
I'll have to get that video actually. But anyway, so this person, because I don't know what the gender is, goes, "I want to choke you out." And then he goes, "Do you want a photo of my fat throbbing god rod?" What's a god rod? Yes. Da-da! Okay, they didn't know it was going to be a penis, so I guess that's an unsolicited
well,
dick
don't
pic.
go. I love the don't go silent on me. I love that. That is fucking. That's a please. That's an academic's please respond to.
Well, don't go silent on me. I'm not very good at Scottish accents actually, but oh well. There you go, guys. Bask in the gondola rod for a little while.
Bask in the gondola rod. I like it that as soon as you put that up, we lost 3 viewers.
Of course we did. All right, it's gone now, guys. You can return. But,
okay, yeah, I'm sorry. That has to be there for context.
Has to be there.
That is the first thing that came out. Yeah, I've seen references to that for a long time. I didn't realize it went as far back as 2018. Jesus Christ. But there's a lot coming out right now. What I've heard as well, which is interesting, I can't really put links up because there's a lot of them, but a lot of my Anglo-Nat Twitter, Anglo-Eth-Nat Twitter, a lot of them have either gone off the rails today or have locked their accounts. There's been a lot of account locking going on.
He's completely nuked his Twitter. He's not on Twitter anymore. He's gone. He was never banned. He was banned, wasn't he, at first? But he's been brought back on. Jack seems to be okay with that, but whenever you try to make a new account, yeeted.
Well, as I also linked in the Discord chat there's on the Patriotic Alternative website, if you go to it, the Millennial Woes section that was there previously is just gone now. They have deleted it.
I think this is the poll thread on it, and people aren't happy with him. Well, actually, they don't like him, but they don't like anybody, to be honest.
Paul hates everybody.
Exactly. And so there's more stuff on Kiwi Farms. It's not just his Instagram. There is... Oh, God, I hope I'm not going to run into anything. No, as far as I'm aware, there's nothing in there. But they've been talking about this for a while, and now we need to get to the main course, which is linked to this article here from Trad News. We'll return to them. His Twitter account...
Trad News. They seem, for a site no one's ever heard of and seems like it could be a joke, they actually seem surprisingly reliable.
They've got
I'm shocked.
2.3 million page views, interestingly enough. So somebody's been reading them. But anyway, his Twitter account vanished, as we know, and then they mention that he alludes to serious character flaws, which he does. Now, he would like you to think, oh, it's his weight, it's his discipline in life, which, to be fair, I'm not particularly disciplined myself, but I do try. I don't do very well, but I try. But at least I do try and look presentable in public, because apparently he was at the Brexit march, celebrating Brexit with his gang, and he was dressed the same there, like he was in his videos. And apparently, like, he's a welfare guy, or at least he was. He was basically living alone with his dad, and his dad would just pay for everything.
Oofed.
Yeah, he was on the dole for about 10 years, and he's 36 now.
10 years.
Yeah, something like that.
Jesus.
Yeah. Until he became big on YouTube, so he could sort of make his own money, because people would donate to him. And then apparently...
Okay. A lot of his message is like about, self-reliance, self-discipline.
Yeah, he's not self-reliant.
It really... I think the biggest thing that people have, why he's been so virulently attacked by a lot of both his audience and people outside is because this is very much the opposite. If you don't know who Millennial Woes is, this is very much the opposite of what he preaches. He's someone who tiptoes in and out, and I guess dived in fully with the whole ethno-nationalist, white nationalist kind of side of things, that has tried to hijack the more emergent populist right in the UK, like the more emergent, the pub right, as I refer to it.
The pub right.
It's very. It's very based down the pub politics, is what it is.
North FC.
Yeah.
Even though I would add that the meme makes him out to be more royalist than Northerners actually are. But, okay. We don't actually
people are... I'm going to say it's a mixed bag,
yeah.
I would say. But yeah, you're right. It's that's more of the meme side of it. But it's very pie a pint and no packies politics. I can't remember who said that. But that's a really great quote.
He does like...
I didn't make that. I've stolen it.
The North FC guy, Baz, he does like black people, especially the football.
He likes Ngubu. Ngubu's his favourite player,
I saw a really wholesome one where
Ngubu's my favourite player.
Yeah, there's a wholesome one where he's dying and the football player is like consoling him. I thought that was I think it was like that. That was really wholesome. So,
Ngubu comes to visit him. Ngubu comes to visit him in hospital. It's like a Make-A-Wish thing. I love the North FC meme. It's great, but yeah,
it actually can be wholesome.
But yeah, it can be very wholesome. But Millennial Woes is very much. He's one of these characters who tried to hijack the right. He's one of these. I'm trying to think of it. I guess the US equivalent. He's not quite a Richard Spencer, but he's almost on that level. He really is.
Mm-hmm. Just a more internet neat version. So anyway, the article says that this may surprise some readers, as Woes is a well-known gay in the alt-right and the close friend of Grinder Greg Johnson. Now, I don't know about Greg Johnson being...
Grinder Greg Johnson. Greg Johnson's another one of these. We need to purify the West. We need to be great. Oh, by the way, I'm a massive homo. It seems to be a really running theme in the alt...
Yeah, femboys.
There's this really running theme in the I guess the alt-right, as it were, as we call it. It's such a loose association.
I don't think they're right wing, but that's just my opinion. Some of them were.
Whatever
the
they
libertarians who got sucked into it were, but most of them seemed quite leftist.
The LARP right. I'll call them the LARP right, because that's really what they are. The LARP right has a massive meme of all of them either turning out to be gay or super into let's say men of culture. like Nick Fuentes and his Catboy army, his Catboy Minecraft army.
Yeah, they love traps, especially Asian ones.
There's that great picture. Have you got that picture? We should get that picture of Richard Spencer. You know the one I mean, don't you?
I know. I think most people know. Yeah, I think most people know what that is. But anyway, here's the clip.
The one where he's surrounded by Asian
Here's the clip that I was referring to. He calls himself a recovering homo, but I think it's pretty clear he's bi. I don't think he's gay. I think he genuinely has attraction to women, but I don't know. He's just weird about it. But he's not so weird with men. But that's just is what it is. Anyway, let's see if you can. I think you should be able to hear this. Oh yeah, he's drinking the Coke that he thinks is so aesthetic.
I can't even remember the names of all the people I had sex with. This is during my gay phase when I was 17. It was very easy to get sex in the gay scene, especially when you're 17.
I don't know if you heard that, Scrump, on the Discord share. Did you? Oh, Scrump's gone. Oh, he's back.
Sorry, my mic cut out there. Oh, okay. Yes, I heard that.
Good. So
no, I totally heard all that.
Yeah, he. I don't think he's gay. I think maybe at one point he preferred men to women, but obviously it's changed. Or at least he's trying to make it change.
No one would care.
Yeah.
This would not be an issue if he hadn't said what he said and if he wasn't who he was. If he wasn't a hypocrite. If it wasn't hypocrisy, no one gives a shit. Like I keep telling people, no one cares you're gay. Nobody, maybe, nobody in the UK, let's say in the Western civilized world, cares you're fucking gay. But it's mainly because he turned himself into this, ethno-state, pure right figure. And he's this absolute, just raging, degenerate mess of a person, as we'll come to see more of. He's sending people, half-solicited pictures of his fucking God rod.
This is the same movement as Mike Enoch in it, who was exposed for having a Jewish wife and Czech children.
Oh, the Mike Enoch Jewish wife thing was a real, surreal tale. I need to do some sort of deep dive on that at some point, because it was just amazing.
Closeted bi and gay people in these political areas, it's nothing new. The Nazis, one of the top brass was gay. I forgot his name. Some people in the chat will know, but he was gay, and when it was exposed, he was ruined. I don't know if they killed him or anything, because they did, send him to the concentration camps, but he was ruined once they found out. This is nothing new. I don't know why they're in there, but they just are. So anyway,
it's a weird one.
But it seems like it's increased in the frequency.
Yeah.
So anyway, we're going to show you the latest leak. Unless you have something to add, Scrump?
No. What I'm hearing about Woes, and I'm not sure if this is true or not. I know we're going to go through more of the leaks, but I want to untangle the fact from the fiction before we go any further.
Sure, yeah.
There was some people have been saying that he has been spreading
that's in the leak.
STD.
Yeah, that's in the leak.
Oh right.
Yeah.
Okay. So we will be going. Yeah, I'm just trying to make sure. Okay, that's real.
Don't worry. We'll get to that. So anyway, this starts. Okay, I don't know who this woman is. She's German, which is also very important to the story.
Ugh.
Yeah, he has a fetish for English and German women, which is fair enough. You can have fetishes for ethnicities. That's not weird. But trust me, it gets weird. So anyway, this person asks her something. I don't know who it is. I don't think it's Michael. Somebody leaked this. I don't know. Doesn't sound like Michael anyway. For those who don't know, it's Michael de la Rock, is it? On Twitter, something like that. Anyway.
Yeah, Michael de la Rue, Michael de la Rock, I don't know.
Yeah. Anyway, this person asks this German girl. She's been known as having issues with him. Like, he used to say that she was his... Well, you'll see. What the fuck is happening with Millennial Woes? He said he would get his life in order in 2019, but it seems he's going off the rails. I don't know, nor do I really care, to be honest. I only care that people may think me and him had a thing when we did not at all. So you didn't have a thing? No, absolutely not. His friend liked me, and he was messaging me about it, saying his friend was in love with me, and I should tread carefully. Look at me, then look at him. You think I would date someone like that? Common sense would tell you I wouldn't. Oh. Oof. 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 Wow, that's bad. So yeah, he spread rumours that he was... I swear, somebody did this in another community. I don't know if it's the SJWs or if it was anti... Well, there is no anti-SJW community, but some of those circles, I swear somebody else did this too, but I can't remember their name, but it doesn't matter. Anyway, yeah, he was pretending to be with her in a physical relationship when he didn't. And then this other guy, I'm going to say the guy because for lack of a better term, the guy talking to her goes, "I think he is bi. I think." He said he had a German girlfriend a while back, and people were saying stuff on 4chan about me. People think it's you. She's German, by the way. He told someone else that he had sent me his dick, and I replied telling him it was fat, Lamau, which I never did. I blocked him. He threatened me with the police if I kept posting about his harassment and posting screenshots of him sending me stuff. I wasn't really exactly a stranger, as his friend had been telling him about me for a while. Well, interesting, isn't it? How this is the guy who claimed that he had to run away for because he got doxxed by some Scottish newspaper, didn't he? And he had to go run in hiding, away from the state because he's an enemy. Kind of like Tommy Robinson's an enemy of the state, basically. Well, apparently he's trying to use the state to not blackmail, but to threaten her to shut her up. It's a bit Weinstein-esque, isn't it? He's a little bit like a Weinstein, which is funny because he'd be using that against Jews, wouldn't he? You still there, Scrum?
Yeah, he would be. He would. Like, I'm sure he's said stuff about that in the past before. He really is. Again, a lot of this is he said, she said stuff, but there is quite a large mountain of evidence that shows he is at least a creep and a possible sex pest. And there's rumors about him carrying HPV and spreading fucking genital warts and shit. And it doesn't look good for someone who's trying to have this this squeaky clean trad ethnat personality on the internet.
That's a Family Guy reference.
Who do not go together. Yeah, it's sorry, you've this whole thing is it'd be funny if it wasn't so sad, but it's still funny.
I find it hilarious. I don't have any pity for him. Anyway, strange question. Wait, did I get to that bit? Oh, here we are. But he asked for nudes. Oh wait, so people could use that against him. I thought NW was smart. But he asked me for nudes pretty early on, but said it was only because he wanted to see what laser hair removal looked like. His friend told him I had it done. I mean, it looks like you have no hair. It looks the same as if you shaved, only it grows back less. But anyway, then he started asking...
That's kind of weird.
Yeah. And then he started asking what I thought of circumcision. Here we go, guys. Get ready for this. I replied with the same thing every time. I don't know, and I'm not the one to ask, lol. She wouldn't be either. Strange question. What is he, circumcised or something, and he's insecure about it? I don't think he is. The article said he was, but I don't know. I didn't look at it long enough to think, yeah, that's a circumcised penis. That's how it got into him sending pics, as he had photoshopped his own dick to show what it would look like circumcised, and sent other pics, so he didn't. Even though I told him, please, do not send me any, it would be weird. And I had said point blank no to nudes and that it was weird. No, he has a circumcision fetish. It turns him on. I was inundated with him asking me about it, and it was just so surreal. As I was normally in a lecture and would just say, I don't know.
What the... So an alt-right ethnonat figure has a circumcision fetish. Holy...
I mean, some of them probably are circumcised, just not for religious reasons, unless maybe...
But having a circumcision fetish...
Yeah.
A fetish!
I know. I mean, I'm not going to kink-shame him. He can have it, But especially what people know about me. But, like, come on. This is a bit weird.
Oh, I mean, yeah...
And it doesn't look right.
I mean, in terms of quote-unquote normal fetishes, I'd say foot fags are on the bottom, but he's very much not in the normal. That's not in the normal fetish range. That's not like, ooh yeah, I like nice squishy thighs.
But he gets even worse.
It's like, ooh yeah, I have a circumcision fetish. Keep going anyway.
Yeah, he keeps getting worse, and it's like, I don't think he's alone. I think a hell of a lot of America probably have that fetish if they know it or not. Men don't get circumcised for religious or even health reasons over there. They just do because of aesthetics.
It's a cultural thing. It's become a cultural thing. It's complex, but having a fetish is very odd.
Yeah, maybe it's not a fetish. Yeah, you're right, but it is a bit weird. People I know are saying he gave someone an STD or something. Yes, he has given a few. He contracted them during gay sex, and he lived his life as a gay man for most of the time. Sorry, there's something about that phrase that makes me laugh. Living life as a gay man. That's a meme as well, isn't it?
He lived his life as a gay man. It's a gay man.
A gay man. A Neil Gaiman.
Yeah, Neil Gaiman. He's just, he's living out there as a gay man. He's all fine, and then he finds like trad Jesus, and he thinks, no, I must stop being this degenerate gay man.
He discovered
I must
Mosley.
stop having. He did.
Even though Mosley looked kind of homoerotic in that belt and spandex.
I'm gonna say, Mosley appeared to him in a vision and said, Millennial Woes, stop being a gay man.
Stop being a fag.
Just stop being a fag, my dude. Oh my god! I mean, I have a reputation for being a man of culture, but I've never lived my life as a gay man. How is so much of like the hard ethno even faggier than like me and Dankula are?
I mean,
like,
they're on par.
We have the whole ad trap game. I guess it's like horseshoe theory shit again, where the degeneracy on both ends matches up, but
maybe.
I don't know. I can't really comment.
Anyway, he claimed it was when he was 17, so technically he was a gay boy. But anyway, until he came back to Scotland and was depressed. So he lived in America. God knows how he lived there if he didn't work. He must have been working at the time. Then decided he didn't want to work anymore. And live his life as a benefitsman? I don't know.
A neatman. The term is a neatman.
Yeah, neatman.
He's not Neil Gaiman, he's Neat Gaiman.
Neat Gaiman. He infected Monica, whom was a virgin. I don't know if this is an ex-girlfriend or fuck buddy or whatever. One night stand. She now has warts, which are incurable. If she sleeps with someone else, they will contract it. So he caught warts in London and has lived with them ever since. Yes. Incurable, or he just never goes to the doctors. His particular HPV strain, herpes, is quite bad. It actually poses a bigger risk to women, completely incurable. You should read up on it. There are some strains of HPV which you can carry that just give you maybe a cold sore, which is 50% of the population, but his type is a very bad strain. The warts, when removed, leave very bad scarring. They keep coming back, and the condom does not protect. It's just any genital contact in that area. So he just does not tell women he is with that. He is in... Oh, this guy can't. Well, I can't really type anymore, but... So he doesn't tell women that he's infected. Well, I would doubt anyone would want to be with him if he did. He relies on the idea of them having the cervical cancer injection, which is meant to protect from HPV. But he ended up telling his recent e-girlfriend, because on my old account, I made such a big deal about it posting publicly, that he's pretending it's a weak strain and to be careful. Wow. I mean, that's not quite on par in lying or just refusing to tell people that you have AIDS or whatever, but that's pretty up there. Isn't he? And only that he's playing a game of chance. Like, oh wait, I hope they have the cervical thing. Ooh.
Well, you got to be open and honest about that with partners. There's ways around it. I mean, there's people who I know personally who are like HIV positive because of like medical fuck-ups. And they've managed to find partners, and that's a big deal too. But again, it sounds like he's very... If this is right, we're taking kind of the word for it of whoever's posted these. This is correct. But with the wealth of evidence out there, it seems to be on balance of probability this is right.
And again
this is all allegedly.
He's laying low.
Yeah. He's not fighting any of this. If someone put this out there about me and it was not true, I'd be like, fuck you, fuck this bullshit. Here's why this is completely false. But no, he's announced his vague retirement. He's nuked his social media. He's been removed from Patriotic Alternatives website. He's just persona non grata. He has disappeared and been disappeared.
But they knew he was like this anyway, but they still kept him. Unless Mark Collette's... Well, he is stupid, but he must be ignorant of the people he's bringing in. By the way, I almost met Laura once, Almost.
Almost? Oh.
Yeah, I used to know her...
Fair enough.
I don't know, was it... maybe I shouldn't say, because I don't know if it was public or not. I think it was, but I'm not going to say. But I used to know someone she was with, who's nothing like her, but,
I'm the side of caution. Yeah, you don't want to put people shit in the street necessarily.
Yeah, I was talking to him recently after a while, so. But anyway, let's have a look. Where am I at? Oh yeah, how many girlfriends has he had since he broke up with the one in Germany? He said he was obsessed with her for years. Okay, his new girlfriend has people worried about her, and she's saying that it's not a big deal, and 50% of the population have it. But she doesn't realise it's not the strain she thinks it is. He had a young girl who was molested badly. This is really fucked up. He didn't do the molesting. She was already prior to him meeting her. She's a victim, like a survivor, whatever you want to call her.
All right.
Yeah, but it's ethically dubious what he was doing with her, or planned on doing with her. He had a young girl who was molested badly, an American Catholic girl. He was telling her to be his servant, bragged to his friends about making her a slave and a sex slave. He never told her about the wars. I don't know. I can assure you I was never ever involved with him, and I am sure if you ask him, he will tell you the same. Well, he wasn't publicly anyway. Ask him if I ever flirted with him, etc. I don't think he would lie. Millennial Woes has problems for sure. His recent Insta posts don't show him to be in good health. It appears as if he is putting on more weight, not losing it. Well, he eats a lot of pizzas. And not losing it like he said he would at the end of 2018. He has abused his body. Sorry, guys. He has abused his body so bad, he actually has to have an operation. He spends his donation money on pizza like 3 times a day. Jesus.
Ugh.
Pizza for breakfast, pizza for dinner, and pizza...
How do you eat pizza 3 times a fucking day?
And pizza for tea.
I couldn't do that.
Fuck? I couldn't...
When I have some delicious homemade curry tubbed up here, which I made way too much of, now I've got to eat curry for 3 days, but, I cooked that myself.
It's not unusual to have, like, a cooked meal for breakfast, even if it's something you would rather have for lunch, or like, dinner, tea, whatever you want to call it. But, like, he's doing it 3 times a day.
Yeah, takeaway pizza especially, holy shit.
Yeah.
That's splendid.
And we on his Instagram, you can see him posting pictures of him with pizza things, pizza boxes. Oh yeah, she even says, and the guy says for his lungs from the smoking, literally lives off takeaway pizza. No, his stomach or liver or bowels or something. What is he eating? I can't remember, but it's something like diabetes, fat person thing. The thing is, he doesn't.
Savage.
I'm not gonna lie.
He's not that much of a chunky boy though. He's not like morbidly obese. He's not like waddling around.
Yeah, he must have
He will be.
He must have quite the metabolism. Like, I've got a pretty crazy one. I'm nearly 30 and it's still not slowed down. Well, it has slightly, but not as much as I was told it would.
Bragging about that metabolism.
Well, I was thinking earlier, like, he's abused his body. I've kind of abused mine over the years, but I still look healthier than him. So
yeah,
and I'm mixed race. Is there a link? No, there isn't. Obviously not. But Anyway,
race mixing
miscegenation, unless it's me doing it. Why isn't he changing? Is he just giving up because he has zero discipline and is a degenerate? I think it's more the zero discipline thing than being a degenerate. They're degenerates who at least shower every day, I mean,
I'm sorry. Trig in the chat is saying millennial warts, which I think is pretty good. Golf clap there.
But seriously, if he does not stop what he's doing, he won't live until he's 50. Never worked, dad paid for everything. We mentioned that, yeah. Lived a homosexual lifestyle, okay. I still don't know what exactly that is, other than going to the gay bar and having sex with men, but...
I want to take you to a gay bar. Yeah, it's basically a montage of him getting bummed to the Sun Gay Bar, is what his homosexual lifestyle is, I imagine. Eating pizza and getting bummed. Allegedly. Well,
it reminds me, did you ever see that meme I made with the Ottoman guys having sex in a circle?
Yes, I did.
That's basically Millennial Woes. Reject modernity, embrace tradition.
Yeah, basically, it's the fucking Greek gay frescoes. It's like, wow, this is totally me.
You know what's funny about the Greeks and the Romans? They would always call each other like, oh, you're just fairies and princesses and effeminate. But they both did the exact same thing, with homosexuality and stuff like that. They would just say, it's okay when we do it, but not when you do it. When they were at war and stuff. It's kind of similar with this. Like, the left are degenerates, which they are, for, doing the things that they're doing in regards to this. But then he's not. even though he's doing similar things.
Are there any more big revelations to come out of this?
Yes, they're coming up. They're coming up now.
Okay, here we go.
This is one that blew my mind. Anyway, so we'll get past this bit here. So he lived a homosexual lifestyle, socially autistic to the point where he actually was inappropriate to Britt Pettibone, IRL, Brittany Pettibone of Generation Identity. Yeah. She actually corroborated that to someone I know. He was very, very inappropriate and made it awkward. Why do you think someone like him would even be a good figure for your community? What did he say to Brittany? The interview with her was awkward, I agree. I've never seen the interview, but... I need to see it now. Why don't you have a nice blue-collar, hard-working, honest family men as your appointed figures? Because it's not a blue-collar, hard-working movement, and it never has been. Like, even the Nazi Party had a hell of a lot of middle-class people supporting it back in the day. The BNP, was probably as close as they ever got to being blue-collar. Oh, Scrump's gone again. He'll be back. There you are.
So I'm going to have to close and rejoin. Discord keeps cutting my mic off.
Yeah,
so anyway.
That was on the recent bumping. Wasn't it?
Yeah, it keeps happening. It keeps happening. It's ridiculous. It's just Discord being terrible. But you're right. No, the thing is the right wing movement in this country now, the populist right is being led by the working class, but it is more a centre right. It is more a mild nationalist. Yeah, it's to a degree. It's a mixed bag, I think, of different things, but it's very much a working man's kind of. If people just want a reset to a time where they think that the values made sense, and it's kind of like I consider it like common sense nationalism also almost. It's really quite basic what people want. It's really quite achievable, and it's not extreme in the slightest when you look at it in historical terms. What most people in this country would like to happen. They would like a sense of community restored. They would like some stronger border protections. They would like a slower pace of change, and they would like the economy and society rebalanced in such a way that hard work makes sense, people are treated fairly, and that they can speak their minds. That's really it. That's really all most people want. And I don't understand why there's all the... Like I said, it's been this horrendous trajectory of all these ethnic retards and LARPers trying to hijack that movement and basically almost tanking it into the ground because they become the examples that people can point to. I mean, I'm not as these people are evil as... I don't think they're evil, I just think they're stupid.
Some of them are
I think they're
evil,
extremely dumb.
And so some of the leftists, they're evil. But anyway, I don't know if you caught what I was saying earlier, but she's asking, why don't you have a nice blue-collar, hard-working, honest family men?
Yes. No, I caught that.
They've
no,
never
it's
ever
just
had that.
me stopping trying to...
They've never
No,
been...
they haven't.
They've never been a blue-collar movement. The closest they got was the BNP.
It's always...
It's
always these weird... Yeah. The BNP was... Again, that was close. If they just abandoned the LARP side and
the leader was not
gone with what they
graduate again. Says a
yes,
lot, doesn't it?
well, also Nick Griffin felt like a fucking plant to a lot of people. But,
yeah.
I don't know. There's a lot. The big thing with people I talk to who are more right wing but more genuine about it, who are quite far right but in a less cringy LARPy sense. What they say is a lot of these people they hate because a lot of them come across as either degenerate retards like he does or just feds.
Fed boy?
Fed boy? Shall not be infringed, fed boy.
Life has many doors, fed boy.
Fed boy. Oh, Rolf, I do.
Rolf is red-pilled, that's all I can say. The true trad. I think, Scrump, you might be going. Are you still there? You broke up a little bit there. You alright?
Is that better?
There we go. Better now, yeah.
Anyway, if I just switch inputs, it's fine.
She continues, I haven't watched the interview. She just told a girl I know that he was sexually inappropriate and related everything to sex. See, that now makes the hover hand make sense. Because the thumbnail of this stream is him hover handing. Oh, Scrump's gone. There, he's back now.
It's really... just ignore it every time I have to do that.
Yeah, I will. Yeah. People can hear it, actually. I don't know what I'm saying.
Sorry about that. It's Discord's been really bad today for that.
So anyway, this makes the hover hand make sense. For ages I wondered, why is he hover handing her? Is he just weird? Is it a Photoshop like they claim? But no, it's legit, because he's a weird creeper.
Like I said, it's either they have Oxbridge people, or they have these extremely insular, weird, neat perverts who come.
I mean, look at actually, I'm not going to mention the big H, but trying to think of somebody else. Who else was like that in history? I can't think of anyone else. I mean, without mentioning the going far back as World War II. But again, you
see it a lot with a lot of the people who are like adjacent to Millennial Woes, like the guy they mentioned in the in like the Trad News article. He's another one. There's been a lot of them like that, or like just you can find any of these like LARP who try and turn that movement.
Actually, I think
they
Mosley
end up
was
being
the first LARPer. If you think about it.
Mosley wasn't as bad as these people. If you read what Mosley actually said,
he was a legit fascist. Yeah, but the way he dressed and conducted his public image, LARPing 101, that, in my opinion.
But again, these people they're not even as grounded in theory as Mosley was. No. At least he was read up on fascism. These people couldn't quote to you what fascism is. They have this weird idea that it's running through wheat fields, but also being able to have a fucking underage sex slave.
Like yesterday, I quote tweeted this ethno-nat from America. Like he's like some New Englander, so it's like already he's kind of ignorant. But you're saying like to deny fascism is to deny your European roots. I'm paraphrasing it because it has its roots in the Roman Empire, which it doesn't. Or it doesn't, but whatever. That's besides the point. And so,
they think they do.
Yeah, they even though it was Mussolini using it for propaganda and stuff, and to create and he wanted to create the new empire. That's why he adopted the symbols and stuff. But that doesn't really matter. Anyway, so he was going on about how the whole of Europe is somehow linked to Rome, even though Rome didn't go as far as central Germany before they had to abandon it. They never conquered the whole of Scotland. They never got to Ireland. They didn't get to Russia or anything like that. So how are these countries who Rome never conquered, influenced, some of them maybe, we know that, through trade and things like that, but it was not to the extent that they influenced our country or Italy or France or Romania even, and they were only in Romania for 80 years, But apparently, because of the Roman Empire, all Europeans have this thing for fascism. It's innate to Europeans. And to deny it is to deny your roots. And I thought, well, hang on. The Romans were also in North Africa and the Middle East. In fact, they conquered all of Turkey. They conquered Israel and all that. So, are they denying their heritage because they were just as Roman? Technically, they were just as Roman as me and you could have been back then.
I just think what it is, it's to lend an air of legitimacy. But then how come England went liberal?
Well, how come the roots of capitalism and liberalism also were found in Italy, in like Venice and Milan? That doesn't make sense, does it? Not fascism. Fascism only comes about in Italy because of German and French philosophy.
The conflation of the Roman Empire with fascism again is to give it an air of legitimacy. Well, they try and adopt like ancient symbols. They return to tradition. They have a lot of. And people make fun of it. It's like, hey, posting a picture of a statue and saying, this is what we've lost. Shit like that.
We lost it years ago.
It's a misunderstanding of history. And again, it shows a very surface level understanding of their own philosophy and their own ideas. Because again, really they are relatively modern ideas
as well. They've never read Das Kapital all the way through, or even read they may have read the Communist Manifesto, but not deeply. Not actually.
No, they've not read the other writings as well. Like, well, if you read a lot of the writings of people like Marx or Engels or people like that, they have a lot of stuff about.
Yeah.
It's the quickest way. Even as late as Castro. Even as late as
you cut out a bit there, so we didn't get the bit about Marx. Were you saying they were bourgeois?
They were bourgeois, and they also had a lot that they said about like blacks and Jews.
Oh,
they were very unpolitically correct.
Marx was a NEET, technically. He wasn't the one going out there, doing the field work. It was Engels, ironically. He was the one
as late as like Che Guevara. If you read the Che Guevara quotes about the inherent laziness of the Negro, shit like
Marx.
I think most people on the political extremes don't understand their own
Jews,
ideas.
Even though he was of Jewish descent, But it's a weird thing about being a Jew or not a Jew, because his family deconverted. They converted to Christianity or something like that. So he didn't consider himself a Jew. Which, fair enough. Identify however you want, but we must.
Anyway, shall we get to the rest of these revelations?
Yes, it's nearly. There's one bit that's been missed out for some reason, but it might be the same one from here. Anyway, it says if he practiced what he preached, he would live like Varg. Just don't murder people, all right? For those of you who don't know, Varg Vikernes is one of the people who founded black metal at least in Norway. I think it's Norwegian, or it might be Swedish, but
it's Norway, I think.
Black metal was already a thing in Britain anyway, but at least early black metal. But he founded what we now know as black metal, along with other people, and he killed one of the record label owners. He also ran a shop called Euronymous. Yeah, you can live a quiet rural life in France, yeah, but just don't kill people. He has never been able to get a girlfriend IRL. He has to use the internet because he is socially autistic and inappropriate to women. His friends have told me this too. Why does 4chan think I am his girlfriend? I've had him blocked for ages on his last 2 accounts. You know he pretends to be out of the country half the time. This is what I was mentioning earlier. He was pretending to be abroad when he was actually in Kent, and then his dad's house, Lamau. Yeah, he has been saying he is in hiding, having had to flee the country after being doxxed by those journos. Lol, he gets one local rag. Well, he wasn't a local rag. I think
to be fair, what they did to Millennial Woes was out of fucking order. And as much as I think he's a greasy fucking sex pervert and a cringy larper, I think a mainstream newspaper outlet going after a private individual like that was actually, the implications were terrifying, and people should have really defended him more.
Exactly, yeah. And anyway, she's saying he's a coward, and that's like a celeb who's going into hiding, and he's a beta. And honestly, shame on you all for idolising such a beta who mocks the very tradition you all seem to stand for. Well, even if he was it doesn't matter if he's beta or alpha. Like, what's his obsession with being alpha? Like, that's not really important necessarily. What's important is being consistent and having principles. Surely, not being more manly or less manly. I mean, some of the
I think she just doesn't like him, and she's saying that. But again, let's just keep going.
Yeah. People on 4chan have been trying to work out where he is now. Some say Edinburgh. Good luck. Some say Northern England. That made me really like he could be near me. I don't know where he is. So the only reason they thought it was me is because I'm German. I'm not doxing him, mate, but he's never been abroad. No, he has been abroad.
Ooh.
Oh no, he's never abroad. Sorry, yeah, where he lives. Right. Okay. Yeah. Because he does speeches on the continent. He never does it in Britain, though. Interestingly enough. Yeah, and you're from Northern England. Well, she maybe lives there, but she's not from there. He appears to have I wonder if this is... Now that I'm thinking about it, this could be Rage After Storm, but I doubt it. He appears...
Maybe?
Yeah, because she's got glasses, but I can't really tell. He appears to have a fetish for English and German girls as well. Yes, he does. He has mentioned it before. He was obsessed with my ethnicity. So weird. See, even she's finding it weird. Well, he's not actually fully Scottish himself. He looks med to me. I never noticed he looked Mediterranean.
He looks med. Lol. Med's even white. That discussion is so funny.
I mean, he wouldn't even...
Fenn's even white guy.
He doesn't look out of place in Ireland. And anyway, this person's stupid here, because he goes, his DNA was like 25% from Italy. Yeah, his hair is dark, which hardly any English people are. That's bullshit. Most of my mates are dark-haired. And I live in the north.
I guess, yeah... A lot of like Anglos have dark hair.
Yeah,
it's, that is a thing.
Also, a lot of Irish people have dark hair, and I don't think it's
again these
Spanish people.
I guess I guess both these people are ethnats and a bit dumb about it,
but she's obviously not a part of their community. But she's a bit ethno-nat. Yeah. So were you not aware of the drama I had with Colin prior to his 4chan investigation? He'll probably never stop living a degenerate lifestyle. I kind of feel sorry for him. Only you guys could feel sorry for him. He could have decades of his life ahead of him. I heard rumours, especially in the last few months. People won't believe me because I'm a girl and it's seen as a naughty feminist thing to do. I guess outing him as a pest. But I was basically promised that if I said something, the other girls would. One got suspended and the other two have basically gone back on their word. Like Me Too shit. So he travelled... Here's the bit where people think he's a nonce. Or at least they're assuming he is because they don't believe him. So he travelled to America to hook up with an 18-year-old. No, he was going to pay for her to come here. It fell through, thank God. Using your donations to pay to fly her damaged. That's the Catholic girl. For those of you who don't remember.
Yeah. I heard rumours about this, actually, about the whole Catholic girl sex slave thing. This is something I did hear. Yeah. But I just assumed it was blown out of proportion.
Yeah. Donations to paid to fly a damaged and abused girl over. Nice. See, that's just so ethically and morally dubious. Oh my God, that's disgusting. Don't do that. And it was clear he was trying to take advantage of her. Are you sure she was 18? Usually when people say 18, it is usually something more sinister. Especially when it concerns an older guy. I'm not so sure about that.
That's speculation.
Yeah, that's
pure speculation.
These aren't the smartest people. Again, this is somebody who says that most English people, I assume, are blonde-haired or ginger. I mean, there are a lot of people. There's not a lot of people like that anymore. Most people are brown and black-haired with dark eyes. Again, most of my mates are. So, him and his friend said 18. I don't know. I wouldn't throw that accusation. Yeah, I wouldn't throw it around. Like Trad News was saying he's a nonce, and that's why he was thrown out. It could be anything. It could just be revelations like this. They don't want to be associated with a pest, even though he's done nothing wrong.
I love that next one.
Well,
he shared a flat with someone as well.
Well, he has done things wrong, obviously, but like
is he still in a gay relationship?
Well, okay, I need to clarify. He has done ethically wrong things, and he's a hypocrite, but he's not actually broke the law, if you know what I mean.
No, there's no evidence he has.
Mm-hmm. It's not my business. I was only invested in this when he went and lied and told people that I said his dick was thick or something, and the whole genital warts thing. There are 4 really big accounts who know everything, but won't say anything. And just let him infect girls or attempt to infect. It's sick. See, that's the thing. He's not even trying to spread the disease, necessarily. He just doesn't give a fuck that he has it. you know? And that's the worst kind of thing. Like, I don't know. I honestly don't care. I only care about making it clear I would never, ever, ever even flirt with a man of his caliber. By the way,
big oof.
Yeah, big oof. By the way, the girl he was with, I'm pretty sure, was mostly from Instagram. Yeah, he's on Instagram a lot. There was a German girl he liked off there. Was she political or just a normie? I don't think a normie would get with him. But then again, she didn't post a lot about politics, but was like a nationalist type of pro-white girl. Think she was called Sophie, but not sure. I really can barely remember. Is she still online? Did he give her an STD? I don't know. All I know is there's a girl who has agreed to meet him, and he's saying that HPV is no big deal. I think he was bullied in school. Someone who bullied him told me about. I shouldn't laugh because I was bullied.
What? I'm gonna say what?
How did somebody recognize him? Okay, I guess. And now he lives out this sort of fantasy online where he gets to be this great leader of the NEETs and can act the martyr and say he must hide in a foreign country because of journos, when in reality he lies an awful lot. He is almost always at his dad's or in Kent. You know? Not a bad place to live. His dad supports him financially because he blows all his donations on rubbish, apparently, and hoards the rest of the donations, I guess that is. I don't think it's that peculiar. Anyone who was a NEET type and rose to power and popularity so quickly would end up like him. To be fair, Hitler didn't, and he was a bit of a NEET. But I don't know. He was actually a bit weird with women, apart from Eva Braun. But he defended bestiality, talks about... I've not seen that. He talks about anti-porn, but has an insane crippling porn addiction and compulsive masturbation issue. That is deceitful. So he's a Kuma.
He seems like a Kuma. He has the Kuma face.
He has the Kuma fashion sense.
Well, he talks about his crippling, and he talks about his addictions and his. He's someone who, on a very base level, is a hypocrite. Who he projects is not who he is.
Yeah, he's trying to be
that's a large
Julius
part of his
Evola,
downfall.
even though Evola was not a fascist or anything like him.
Yeah.
He's trying to be the intellectual with a cigarette. It's like, no, you're not that. We can see what's behind the darkness. Because all his videos like in this dark room and he has a light on his face. Do you think he would actually hurt anyone? I don't get that impression. Well, he kind of is hurting people with the STDs, but he does say apart from them. No, of course not. Definitely not. He's very female-brained. But that doesn't mean that he won't hurt people.
Yeah.
He is too basic. Go on, yeah.
Well, this person's also saying that she said it previously, but that he threatened her with the police if she reveals stuff about it, which again feels very weaselly.
He is a weasel. A lot of them are like that. He's mostly mind games. He lied and pretended he went to the police about me, threatened me with police, etc. That is quite female. Yeah, it is. But manipulation is not. I mean, it's. I guess you could argue it's mainly a tool for women, but not entirely. You know. Machiavelli says you have to be manipulative, to be a prince, but whatever. True, is his brother normal? Most of my family are police. I even got my dog from the police, and my godfather is a lawyer. It took me 6 days to find out he lied about the police report. I don't know. He is pro-free speech. Well, he's not really. But then tries to silence and show us someone with police threats. Yeah, interesting that, isn't it? Now, apparently that's to do with him not false flagging, he flagged somebody for posting a video of his on YouTube without his consent, I think, which technically is not against the terms of service. That's like a copyright thing, but I think he may have deleted the video. I'm not sure, but
I have no idea. I didn't hear about that one.
I don't know about that. I think he said his mother died when he was 7 or something. His dad must be beta too if he allowed him to be a NEET in this home. Again, just because you spoil your kid doesn't mean you're a beta.
I don't know. We don't know the exact situation. But what's the end of this conversation?
I think it's up.
Is this the only big? I know there's some other stuff that's come out.
I think so far this is the big one. I still can't find anything about him being kicked out. All I know is he's left. But
Well, his page has been erased. There's no page on him there anymore. He has either left or been pushed.
Anyway, here we are. This is the end of it. Sorry, what did you want to say?
If he left on good terms, why would they delete his page?
True. But then again, if he's not part of them, you could say, because he's not part of the organisation anymore, he doesn't need to have his name on there to be associated with them, I guess. But I don't know. I don't think that's the case, but you could argue that. Anyway, she goes on and says, I did find it weird that his dad had not raised him like a normal dad. My dad is so masculine and very... whatever. Your dad's a chap, we get it.
What the fuck is this shit?
I know. It's so petty. No wonder they're going nowhere. I moved out at 17. Yeah, good for you. My dad moved out at 16 because of issues. I'm not going to go into it. But anyway, if your son is in his room year after year, wasting his life away, why would you allow that to continue? My parents would disown me if I pulled a Colin. Nah, they wouldn't disown you for that. But you're only being hyperbolic. Going to art college was the first mistake. Who the fuck goes to art college? Do you want me to tell them who went to art college, or try to? If you know who I mean.
Yeah. Well, I get it.
Actually, quite a few of them are artistic. I'm probably too alpha for Colin, so he was into that because it's masculine, and he's hella gay. Life is hella gay, I guess. Never go full Dangerfield or NWs. That's Chris Dangerfield, isn't it? The guy with the Ushanka, who's clearly ripping off the good Dr. Random Account with his look. Do you remember who Chris Dangerfield is?
I remember. Yeah, he went. Like you said, yeah, I do remember who he is.
Yeah, he went full left note that, right? And he tried to say that Sargon was abandoning him and threw him under the bus, but it's well, how can he associate with you? I don't know. I don't care. It's not my business. But
I think he just stopped responding to him. He just stopped talking to him. Basically, is what happened.
Yeah, I mean, people do that.
I think Danger is a chinky race.
Yeah.
This whole these people as well don't. I don't know. I would take all of this with a grain of salt. Honestly, there has been some outside corroboration. A lot of people are saying that they've known this for years.
And for the record,
there's a lot of.
She's saying everything is true. She likes men in suits. Okay, typical woman, right? We get it. You're a femoid. All right.
Who is this absolute? I'm gonna say the earlier stuff seemed reasonable, but she's just come out as an absolute foid now.
But the thing is, right? A lot of women would totally get with the dude. From the Big Lebowski. Mainly because it's.
I'm gonna say. Anyway, that's beside the point. The point is that what I've seen the reaction from this is that a lot of people either aren't surprised or saying that they knew this for a while. That's the telling thing. A lot of the what is it, UK ethnic Twitter has been in meltdown about this. Like I said, a lot of them have blocked their accounts. A lot of them have been silent. A lot of them have just been no one has come out to. He's not come out to try and deny this, first of all, and no one else has. And again, he's quietly had his pay. You know, there's someone in the chat like trying to like stan him really hard, and it's really cringe. But the point is that if he had it deleted, like he would have told us. Why wouldn't he say, "Look, I'm telling Patriotic Alternative to delete my page"? Why wouldn't he just be trying? Instead, he's given some vague reasons about retirement. And basically just not denied anything he's been accused of. And again, there's the pattern of behavior in the past as well. Fucking God Rod, all this deluded narcissistic talk about how he needs to improve himself to help others, like him self-improving is going to save the world. That paragraph itself was extremely like narcissistic. It was really weird.
I agree. Oh, by the way, we've got a super chat from the Jim Jesus. Ha, liberal. Ha, lolbert. That's our word. Anyway,
Ha, liberal.
Anyway, we should go through the chat because I've been neglecting them because I don't have double monitor set up or anything. So also I'm gonna make you a mod and a few other people mods. There you go. Have a wrench.
Hooray!
We've got like 50 people watching this. I don't know if that's your work or people just want to watch stuff on Millennial Woes. I don't know.
I did post it in my server. So.
We've not been griped, but we do have a few people not happy. But hey,
we have one person not happy.
This is what Colin's like. Take it or leave it.
A lot of people are in the denial phase, but most people who know Millennial Woes have said that this is very accurate and he needs to take a step back. I would be a lot more doubtful of this too if everyone associated with him hadn't basically just gone, oof, not talking about this guy anymore.
Anyway, some people are kind of not happy. But yeah, one person called White Working Class Pride says that he was kicked out, sending loads of nat women unsolicited dick pics. One person finds it is incredulous, Michael James. But I mean, he got kicked. He's left for a reason, and he even alluded to these problems that he has. And again, I couldn't find. What I mean is, I couldn't find them making a statement. However, they have deleted his page from their website. They're just trying to be quiet about it and not, drum up too much attention because it'll be negative attention.
Well, so is he as well. He's not really commenting on it either.
He's just said that he's taking a break.
Yeah. He, if this wasn't an attempt to sweep this whole thing under the rug, why hasn't this been explained?
And this is coming from his own side. Like, that guy who showed you showed the nude picture. He's a Mosley supporter. He's he's on that side, and he's ripping into Millennial Woes. It's been well known for a while.
It's very much a pattern of behaviour, and we can see that this is within character for him. And I don't think anyone who has encountered him on a personal level is stepping in to say that this is wrong, this is incorrect. There has been.
Sorry, here's something that's funny. Arabian Babe, I can't believe you'd betray SFO like this. Shaking my head, Scrump. I thought you guys were friends. That's funny. I like that. But it's just. This is the first I'd heard about this, to be honest. I'm surprised because usually stuff like this does not escape me. and yet here we are. Debate God Rod. Oh God, I can't. Why would you call your dick a God Rod? He definitely is a bit of a narcissist as well. He's got a bit...
that was just cringe attempt at flirting, I think.
Well, I don't know. Maybe there's a bit of a full of yourself thing in that. But anyway,
some people are just bad at that.
Anyway, I think we covered all the main points. I can't think of it. Yeah. Oh wait, there was one thing I forgot to mention. There has been a lot of. You're aware of this, but a lot of the people here who aren't British, they might not be aware of this. Yeah. But Patriotic Alternative, they're really just a rebranded version of like Britain's version of Generation Identity and things like that. There's a split within the nationalist side of things in Britain. As there probably is in all countries in the West in regards to this question, But in particular, I'd say it's quite strong in this country because, there's a lot of stuff about it, but in particular, it's been really firing up since Patriotic Alternative was formed by, you know, the so-called... They're not even that big, actually. Millennial Woes is not that big of a presence online. Neither is Laura Towler. Neither is Matt Collette,
the reason more people haven't been talking about this is because Millennial Woes is kind of irrelevant now, really. And this has been the biggest blow-up about him. Like, this is the most relevant he's been in years.
Mm-hmm. But this has created a lot of debate, and it's almost like 2016. And the debating, you know, what's a good British nationalist, basically? What's a good patriot? So, like, are they people who think that Mein Kampf is a good book, you know, forced repatriation, things like that? They have this weird view of English culture which might not necessarily reflect historical reality, like Matt Collette has. Or is it somebody like Nigel Farage? Is it somebody like Peter Hitchens? Is it people like... there's a Labour MP called, I think it's Peter Shaw. He was a nationalist, but he was left wing. You know, like is it like that? Is that national? What is a British person? What is British nationalism? And it's been creating this massive thing. And the British did a video, right? And Millennial Woes, I think he responded to it, and he also was griping. He was trying to gripe Harry and Gladiv.
I love that as a executive
gripe, yeah.
I understand why some of it's like a court case. A lot of this is just drama. Where's the proof, guys? It's like, well, it's all these people talking about it. We just went through a conversation there. We went through the whole God Rod thing. We've been through people who are saying it's a pattern of behaviour. Yeah, we've been through the fact that he has been deleted from the Patriotic Alternative website. Again, it doesn't look good. We're not saying he should be charged with any kind of crimes.
A glowy is that like a reference to the guy did Temple OS? I'm not sure.
yeah. That's a glow in the dark. Oh, glow in the dark CIA niggas. Yeah, run them down with your car.
But what else was I saying? Anyway, he was trying to gripe the chat of Harry and Gladiv's stream, which, you know, the stream is laughing at the Guardian, isn't it? It's not even, they weren't even discussing him, yet they went in there just to shit on Britisher because he made a video they didn't like. And they've been they've been griping Sargon and Hearts of Oak as well.
The thing is, he's got such a fragile ego, and he's so obviously a person who is a mess. Even before this, it was obvious that Millennial Woes was an absolute state, and that people they were not saying something because he was part of their movement. And again, I hate to say it, that's SJW shit. That's what that is. That's what you're supposed to not be doing. And I hate that. I hate that that's what this is all degenerated into. I thought the Millennial Woes occasionally made some good points, and then completely shit on them by being a cringy LARPy ethnet, and also by being someone who seems to... He's someone who knows he's pathetic, but tries to project an image of someone who's like the Chad, the alpha.
But he's not.
Yeah, and that's where these episodes of alternating between like self-hatred and borderline narcissism seem to come.
Yeah, like I wasn't saying he's clinically a narcissist. I'm saying, well, that's kind of... I did say, well, that's kind of narcissistic.
What he's saying seems narcissistic. Yeah, in terms of how he sees himself.
It did seem it to me like, oh, a god rod, and I thought, well, I mean, you know, people can exaggerate about themselves and flirting, but that's like a bit...
I need to go away and work on myself so you can all benefit from that. It's just come the fuck on.
My cock is a god rod.
Anyway, I think this is her thing has run its course.
Yes. I think there'll be more though. I don't think this will be the last we'll hear. I think other people will come out, and then Patriotic Alternative can't hide from it. I think if the civic nationalists want to gripe, now's their time, because I've been saying that what they're doing is they're attempting basic subversion, you know, tactics. That's what they're trying to do, and griping is part of that. It's like trying to get people to say things so they can say, "Hi, see, look, they're a cook." You know, like what happened to Charlie Kirk and his things on immigration that made him appear weak. You know, when he was talking to the gripers. That's what they're trying to do, you know, like, but also they're trying to say, oh, debate this person, debate that person, because they're trying to make it out like, oh, you're not interested in debate, you don't want to hear our ideas.
Debate me on stream, guys. Debate me on stream.
Even though
debate me on stream.
Yeah, even though Sargon already has debated Collette. And I I think
cringe.
I think that if the civic nationalists want to win the battle, they're gonna have to fight dirty as well. That doesn't necessarily mean lie or anything like that. Just use the same tactics. Because I've been watching a guy called Freedom Alternative. Have you heard of him?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been on V's channel. He says, look, we don't even need to lie. The truth is on our side. So like, if you wanna use griping, gripe, and the best thing about griping them is you don't need to lie or embellish the truth, isn't it? Your propaganda is at least true.
I just wish that they would address these situations properly and just wouldn't do what they're doing, which is clam up, block accounts, and generally trying to ignore.
I think there's going to be more coming out from the people.
But the thing is, the UK, the Generation Identity UK was basically disowned by the continental version because it was seen as so toxic and so.
Really?
I hate to use that word. No, yeah, they basically deintegrated it because they were embarrassed by that. That is what happened.
Wow.
The UK ethnic movement is small. It is non-influential. It is now even more than ever a joke, and I don't think it's really much of a threat to the mainstream discourse anymore.
Questions that they can't answer or they need to answer, like we're British ethno-nationalists, but what is the British ethnicity? There's none.
I'm gonna say a lot of people have never even heard of Patriotic Alternative, and that's because of how tiny they are.
But they've been signal boosted by the likes of the mainstream media. Like, do you remember recently there was a terrorist group, like some Nazi group has been declared a terrorist group, and it's like I looked them up on their Wikipedia, and it's like, wait, what exactly is terroristic about them? The LARPers, by the look of it. I'm not sure.
A lot of this stuff is a lot of these people are stooges. The reason I use the word they're not actual feds, but they are plants. Not plants, but they are people who are amplified by the media to make certain points of view look bad. And a lot of these people, like Millennial Woes, have played right into that in a bad way.
Yeah, they're made out like these are the types of people that the left will say, this is what right wingers believe in. This is what the Trump supporters are like, when it's nothing like that. Like, it wouldn't surprise me if Hail Trump, Hail Victory was actually staged, and that it is literally just Richard Spencer is controlled opposition. He is an actor, and all those people there are either stupid or
he feels like such a fucking glowy.
That's it. National Action. Thank you, Section 29J. It was National.
He's a glow in the dark. Chip that apart, guys.
He is.
He's a glow in the dark.
He is a glow in the dark. He's a glowy.
Anyway, I should probably get going now because
they actually got arrested and got
sent
to
got
prison.
arrested?
National Action.
Oh yeah, they did. Yeah, they did.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't know. Did they actually commit terrorism? Did they say they were going to?
No. I think there was some vague talk about it.
But what if it's like the talk of, well, if the state oppresses you with violence, can you defend yourself with violence? Is that's not usually considered terroristic? That's actually mainstream philosophical, political debate, isn't it? To what extent is violence allowed? But anyway, I think.
Well,
go on. Yeah.
The latest, what I heard about National Action was that a lot of them were younger. I know there was the guy recently, the 16-year-old, who was the best they could get them on was accused of encouraging terror attacks. Again, it's a 16-year-old kid. It's just a lot of this is such nothing burger. And as much as I like to make fun of a lot of the Spurg right and the Wignat right and the LARP right, I don't think they're a legitimate threat.
No.
I just think we need to point that out, move on from them, and start, properly discussing about what politics we want to have, rather than these crazy people trying to hijack.
Like what Farage is doing. He's been trying to get people to talk about what's going on down south, with the migrant boats and stuff like that. Oh, yeah. Apparently, one National Action member did cut up a Sikh dentist with a machete. Why would you go against the? Why the Sikhs?
That's retarded. The Sikhs have an entire religion about defending people with knives from Muslims. It's pretty basic.
I mean, they're not. I mean, Louis Levi's got a point about part of the reason why a lot of this law can sneak in is because of their dress codes. Not all of them even wear a turban anyway. But he said once in a video that their demands to be allowed to wear the turban, even in places where you're not allowed to wear religious iconography, can be like a gateway. Not quite, yeah, kind of like a Trojan horse, maybe, but not intentional, because they would never intend.
I think a lot of the stuff about religious iconography is about like the face veil. I think wearing a hat like that. I also think that banning religious iconography in a general sense, like someone just wearing a cross, like a small cross, I don't agree with that. I honestly think people should be able to, as long as it fits within the dress code of. I don't know. There's a debate between religious freedom and kind of what employers can and can't make their employees do. A lot of this though is based around the fucking face veil.
Yeah.
Because as always,
I don't understand the hate towards the Sikhs. I don't know why he decided, unless he thought the Sikh was a Muslim, which a lot of these people...
There's a lot of confusion with that, but yeah.
They obviously don't. Okay, here's something for you all who want to know what the difference is. I used to work with a Sikh when I was a steward, and he said, because he didn't wear a turban or anything, I didn't know what he was, but he said he was a Sikh, and he said, and I said, oh really? He said, yeah, if you see this bangle or armband on me, is a bangle, I think, that means I'm Sikh. There you go, guys. If they wear the bangle on the wrist, I don't know about the ankle, but definitely on the wrist, they're a Sikh. It's a very particular one, I think. It's kind of nondescript. It might have, the symbol on it, but yeah, that means they're a Sikh. There you go. Not just a turban. And besides, Muslims don't wear turbans. They wear like Turkish dress or Arabic dress. They're not like Sikh turbans or things like that. The Ottomans used to wear massive ones though. So, but anyway, I think was there a conspiracy to murder an MP? Okay, maybe they were.
Well, they said so, but yeah. I don't. Yeah.
Some of them were terrorists, okay, but most of them were LARPers who probably didn't know what they were getting themselves into. Which, to be fair, is how a lot of people become communists. Let's be honest. But I will say though, do you remember Edgy Sphinx or Braving Ruin, right? Do you remember him?
Yes, I do.
Well, there are people like him who try to convert people. Like, didn't he say that he was the reason why he tried to infiltrate anti-SJW groups was to convert them to his cause, the alt-right, I guess you would say. I think there are people like that, though, who are trying to, subvert people and movements. I mean, once upon a time, they used to do that, like skinheads. The skinheads were subverted by these types. Because originally, it was about white kids hanging out with black kids. The reason why they shaved their heads was to look more black. That's true. That is not a lie or anything like that. That is true. Apparently Hope Not Hate, according to Lucy Brown, were involved in that. They were arrested for using a mole to incite a member of the group to kill an MP. Interesting. Very interesting. But I think we've pretty much covered it, haven't we, Scrump? Would you say? And National Action's way beyond the bounds of this anyway, because he wasn't involved in that and stuff like that. So anyway, any closing remarks?
I just hope he sorts his shit out, but I don't think he'll be back.
Oh, apparently they Hope Not Hate broke counter-terrorism laws, didn't go to the police. But they got arrested eventually, though, didn't they? I don't know. But anyway, I hope you guys had fun with this. I certainly had fun laughing at Millennial Woes. Take it with a grain of salt, I think it's most likely true. And again, he's been known to do this before. And their silence is deafening. So anyway, we'll see you later. Hopefully I'll get a video out later.
Have a good one.